Well, a nice bounce back win, and it helped being at home in front of our home crowd. But we knew Colorado State was dangerous. The key to the game was taking away fast break baskets. Last year here, I don't know if anyone will remember, I think they were had 15-2. I had to take my first time out. They scored 40-some points in the first half on us, and they ran us out of our building. And so I thought we did a good job of not giving them fast break baskets. We made it a half-court game. And then the other key stat, a team that had 24 assists in their last game, we forced 20 turnovers and only 9 assists. So we forced them to do a lot of turnovers, and Byrd obviously set a school record for steals. I think he had 7. And we told Miles, be careful, Miles. They're going to back cut. They're going to back cut, but, he can't help himself to the point where I don't leave my wallet in the locker room. He's stealing so much. So I make sure I keep an eye on him. But, yeah, Byrd was sensational. And the bench, we got great production off the bench. Wayne McKinney came in and scored a lot of first-half baskets. Farrell was 4 for 4, and if Farrell could have made some free throws, he was 0 for 7. He could have had a monster game. But I don't worry about that going forward. I think Farrell's a good free throw shooter. We just got to get him in there and get his confidence up. But real happy with this bounce-back win. 3 games in 7 days is never easy, and we found a way to get 2 wins out of that. And so we're going to move forward, take a day off, and spend 2 days getting ready for UNLV on Saturday.
New Mexico looks like a Final Four team 3 days ago. They go into San Jose State and lose tonight. What does that tell you about this league?
It's hard in the Mountain West. It's a lot of parity, a lot of good teams. San Jose is really good offensively. They can really score the ball. They scored it against New Mexico in the first game, and they're hard to play against, and we'll have a challenge with that. But, it's the same thing. It's buzzer beaters. Utah State hits a 3 against us late. They hit a 3 against Boise, and they're undefeated. New Mexico hits a buzzer beater against Nevada at home in order to win a game, and today the tables got turned and San Jose hit a basket at the end. So it's a tough conference. It goes down to one possession, one basket, and that basket can make a huge difference in the way this conference will end up finishing.
I asked the players this, but you've seen the same officials over and over again all season, and you get a completely new crew tonight, which you knew you were going to get when you went to the Big Ten Consortium. How do you as a coach approach it? I know you were up pretty animated, talking to them a lot. How do you approach when you have just new guys you've never seen before?
Yeah, you don't have an opinion formed of them. Guys you've had in the past, this guy's never going to call anything, and this guy's going to call this, and you get a book written on them in your own mind of what they call and what they don't call. So these guys we haven't had much, I wasn't sure what they would call and didn't call, and it's the same thing. It only comes down to a couple calls, really. It's 3 block charges, and all 3 went against us, Byrd took one where he fell down. I think Wayne took one where he was waiting. And then Goon got one late where it was on him, and it went against him. So usually those are 50-50 calls at best. They're hard to call. And the rest of the game I thought was called pretty fairly. I think both teams ended up with 20 fouls. I don't think they had a huge effect on the game. I thought they did a pretty good job. So I have no complaints with the work that they did, and now I'll start building relationships with them. And I try not to yell and be too much of a worry to them, but at times I want to express my opinion and let them know that I think they missed a call or two. And it's human. That's just human nature. You're going to miss some. It's a hard game to officiate, so I'm not overly mad. I'm just letting them know, hey, I thought you missed that. So
you get your work in early on them? You working them?
I don't work them too hard. So someone told me after the game, maybe if they would have worked Saturday, I could have given them all a Brian Dutcher bobblehead and may started off on a better note with them.
Coach, how nice is it to see the maturation process from Miles last year? I mean, last year he was kind of like, stay in your lane and your role with Jaden Ledee and everybody else. But now he's kind of at the forefront of just kind of doing his thing as a leader.
Yeah, he's a great leader. He and Nick are the vocal leaders of the team. And Byrd, I think anybody that will watch him play would say he plays unafraid. I mean, some of those shots he pulls up on the fast break from NBA range and beyond, he is unafraid. And when they go in, we're really good. And he was making them again today. He rose up unafraid and knocked them down. And then I got to talk to him late in the game, with a lead. That may not be the shot we want, up 14, 16 points with 3 or 4 minutes to go. We may want to run some clock at that time. So it's just teaching and learning and trying to hold them to the standard that I think they need to play to late in the game.
Coach, Just going off that question, Bird's got a couple 20-point games this year. Is that something you're kind of hoping to see more from him? Kind of just take over that scoring role, or does that really not matter in your system?
No, I'd like Byrd to be a consistent scorer for us, and we run plays specifically for Byrd to try to get him shots. We run wide pin downs, we run handoffs. You know, we try to find ways to get him the ball when he's rolling. But the defenses know that, and so I thought the area we improved in today was playing after the play. We got more productive once the play was over, still being aggressive and attacking with ball screens or greens where we act like we're screening, we slip out. I thought we did some things that we worked on this week and got better at.
10 of the first 11 shots on drives to the basket. What did you see about the matchup that, attacking the paint early was going to be critical for opening up the offense tonight?
Yeah, we got downhill on ball screens. You know, our guards, Wayne came in and was unafraid. Wayne's a dynamic attack player. He gets in the paint at will. And so he was driving in there and getting to the basket and finishing with layups. And then Nick's trying to do a better job of get in there and play to 2 feet and spray the ball out a little bit more. And he still finishes. When he gets an angle to finish, he finishes. But, we got to keep our guards from driving in there and just launching into the bigs because they're not getting that call. The bigs are going vertical and they're falling to the ground, and that's a fast break starter. So we're trying to grow how we attack and how smart we are when we attack to the basket.
Ask the players this. You're at the midpoint of the season. What have you really liked about this team, and what does it really need to work on?
I like they come to work every day, and they're coachable. They don't make excuses, and they want to get better. And so that leaves a lot of pressure on the coaches to find ways to make them better. They can't do it on their own. We have to tell them what we want, what we think they can improve on, and they're willing to do it. So that puts a lot of heat on us to make sure that we're making decisions and telling them the right way to play because they're going to do what we ask them to do. They're a really coachable group.
What do you need to work on?
Continuing to play after the play because as you get down the road in the conference, everyone knows every set play. You don't score on your set plays that much. And to be able to play after the play. And that's what we did when we went to the Final Four. We found something that worked once the play was over that was dangerous, and we have to find what that is with this team.
Wow, talk about the chase down LBJ LeBron block right there, man. How cool was that?
Yeah, I love doing that. I love flying around defensively. That's our identity here at San Diego State. So, I've kind of just made that my identity as well.
What are you most proud of tonight? The scoring, the shooting?
7 steals for sure. 7 steals for sure. We work really hard every single day in practice. And I feel like the past 2 years, I've been a defensive guy, and I'm glad I was able to show it against a really good team, especially a really good offensive team.
BJ, the offense kind of started a little bit the last few games. What do you feel was the difference tonight? It looked a little bit crisper.
I just think our coaches did a good job of emphasizing for us to play off 2 feet. So just, being unbalanced and just playing for each other, I think we did a good job of that tonight, just with our movement not being so stagnant, having guys green and set screens constantly. So just keep the defense moving and allowed us to get good looks.
How's the team's chemistry involved over this stretch of 3 games in 7 days?
It's conference. Conference is always going to be a grind. You might play on a Saturday and you might have to come back and play on a Tuesday like we just did. I think as a group, we do a good job of every single time we're in the gym. We're close-knit. We're working hard. We have great energy to what we do. So I think that helps with our chemistry. But, at the end of the day, we're all talented hoopers, and we love coming out on the court. So, it's hard to get a bunch of guys who love playing basketball, who love doing what they do, to break up and fall apart.
How much momentum did that guy give you guys? You guys gave up the and one after, and then you guys were up 3. Then you guys come down and bank in the triple right before break. How cool was that to bank that in?
Yeah, big play by BJ. We talked about it the timeout before. We said that we were up 10 and we're trying to win the next 3 minutes. I think it was 3 minutes maybe. Win the next 3. So we were about to split that lead in half if it weren't for BJ hitting that big 3. So big shot for BJ.
Talk about the mentality that the team had in terms of the aggression at both sides of the court. 10 of the first 11 shots on drives to the basket. You forced CSU to their season high of 20 turnovers. Just talk about the mentality that the team had about attacking for both of you.
I would say, once again, Coach did a great job of, giving us the answers to the test, and we had to pressure the ball to not let them be comfortable and just pass around because they're really good when they can just pass and run their stuff. So Coach emphasized pressure, so, we took that and we applied it. And offensively, kind of the same concept. We just wanted to make sure to attack them and stay aggressive and also play on balance, too.
BJ, shades of Darian Trammell last year. He had a bunch of shots at the half-court buzzer. So do you think that's something you want to keep up? Do you like?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Opportunities like that, I love them. So if I can get good looks, then I'm going to try to create them every time. So.
BJ, you guys work on that in practice, like messing around kind of at the end of practice, just kind of like, you guys work on that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I worked on this as a kid, just back there, 3, 2, so it goes way back. So it's cool to do it, though, on like a bigger stage, though. It's cool to do that.
You mentioned passing earlier from Colorado State. They're coming off a game where they had 24 assists. It's held them to 9 tonight. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, just really, clouding their vision, I would say, just heating the ball up. And, if we can heat the ball up and get them out of their set and make a player break off the play, then, we feel we have a better chance of defending that. So that was kind of our mindset, really just get up and be physical with them, don't let them be comfortable.
Can you talk about the matchup against Clifford as well? He's one of the top rebounding players in the conference as well as the entire nation. I think he's in the top 3 or 5 in defensive rebounds alone. What was the game plan against him tonight?
He's a very good player. We know what it was coming into that game. And I always like playing against the best competition. So I feel like that's when I play my best. Yeah, it wasn't as much like focusing strictly on him. They have a really good offense too to what they do. So we, defensively we're working about pressing the ball and stuff. And I think I'm more worried about going to Colorado State because I know he's going to be coming back and he's going to be coming stronger. So that's all I'll say about that.
BJ, it seemed like the first 2 minutes of the second half, you guys kind of stepped on their throat a little bit and kind of pulled off. Just kind of talk about what was the mindset right there, just like to not let them back in it.
Yeah, we kind of, just coming out of the half, that first 4 minutes is very critical, just for how the game is going to be played. So the first starting 5, we want to make sure we go out there and play the right way, play with energy. So when the guys get subbed in, they just pick up right where we left off and no drop off.
Did you guys kind of smell blood in the water? Because they don't play that many. It looks like they probably go about 7, 8 deep. Did you guys know, hey, we got this?
We kind of just try to take it one possession at a time, and just try to string them together as much as we can. So that was kind of our thought process.
You guys have had a lot of the same refs over and over and over again this season, and you have a completely new crew tonight. You've probably never seen those guys before. How do you approach that as players when you have guys you're not really familiar with and aren't familiar with you?
Yeah, I think, the mentality going into something like that, they always say never let the rep decide a game. So, at the end of the day, I don't think the crew really matters. I think it's about how we come into the game, how our mentality is. So, it was cool to meet some new refs.
DJ?
Like Miles said, just try to keep it, professional. They have a job to do, and so do we. So try to just control what I can, and hopefully they make the right calls.
Anything else for the student athletes?
Was that a block or a charge? I knew Miles in first half.
That was I'll say it was a block.
Oh, yeah.
Or no charge.
I don't even remember, honestly.
Remember when you went down, they didn't call anything, you just laid it in?
In situations like that, when you're going to big, you put up a stand, and when he gives you 3 bumps, I'm going down on the 3rd bump. I think I did a good job of trying to make him create more and more power in his bumps just by bumping him back. So I think I did a good job. It didn't go my way, but it's a 50-50 call, so it's up to the refs.
Last thing for me, for both you guys, I think you're at the exact midpoint of the season right now. What do you like about what the team's done so far, and what do you think you could still do better?
What I like what the team has done so far is just made me a better man and player. So for that, I could never, give enough thanks. But on the flip side, I just think, we have to continue to work and not get, complacent or anything like that. Just try to have that same motivated mindset each day, which is the hardest thing to do. But if we can do that, then the sky's the limit.
Yeah, no, I think I love the energy about this team. I think we come in ready to work every single day, whether it be game day, practice, off day, film day, anything. Whenever we're around a team, I think it's a very locked-in mindset, ready to work, but also still having our fun. And obviously, with the young team, you still got a lot of stuff to clean up. I think we got to finish games a lot better. I think as much as this game started going our way late, we still did a bad job. I know for a fact Dutch is going to say this, but, we got to finish the game a lot better. Kind of got complacent towards the very end, which, it's easy to do when you're at home, up 16, you see fans leaving. It almost feels like the game's over. But, we got to do a better job of playing till every buzzer, whether that be the first half or the second half.